Should have checked this before I started. Hold on. Okay. It's working. I want to be sure I had the right microphone working. Because there's always something I forget whenever I start the live stream. There's always something. It's like I cannot not forget something. Yeah, I forgot to get myself water. I'm going to have to do that later on. Always something I forget. Like every single time. Unavoidable. What's up, ladies and gentle beans? How you doing today? I hope you're having a good day today. Let me straighten out my camera because that's going to bug me. There we go. Okay. Hope everybody's... You probably didn't even notice. It was like literally just like off by a hair. In fact, I got to straighten out this. There we go. Everything I got to do to get ready. Make sure everything's straightened out. I should make a list. I don't know why I don't make a list. Why don't I make a list? Probably because I would forget where it is or forget to look at it. That's usually something that I would do. But how's it going, everybody? Nobody's watching yet. That's okay. People will come in, hopefully. We'll have a good day today. I know what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about what everybody else wants to talk about. That's what we always do here. The beard and the hair is different today. Yep. Decided to... Couldn't decide if I wanted to go purple or blue today. So I chose both. I probably got a little more on the purple than the blue on this side, especially in the middle. But, you know. It's my first time trying it, so. It only does what it does. I guess, whatever the hell that means. Anyway. It is Tuesday, and what is going on for Tuesday? I don't know. I don't even know what's going on this week. Honestly, I have no plans as usual. I'm going to get out of the house this week, even if it's just to go outside and walk around outside a little bit. Get a little bit of movement, get a little bit of exercise. I feel like I've been in the house too much. I'm always in the house too much, but just recently I'm just kind of aching to get out of the house more. I don't get out of the house as much as I would like to. You know, it has to do with my arthritis and other reasons, but, I don't have a car to go anywhere or any transportation to go anywhere, so it's not like there's anywhere I could go if I wanted to. Don't have the money to catch a lift, so I can't do that either, so, I'm kind of limited to where I'm at, so to speak, if you get what I mean. But I'm going to try to start going outside every day for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. Even if I'm just sitting outside, sitting around the block, doing nothing. Just get outside, Get some vitamin D. Get a little sunshine, a little air. Because sometimes being in the house too much drives me crazy. Because he's either upstairs or downstairs, It's like I'll go upstairs sometimes for an hour or so just to avoid having to be downstairs. What's the difference between upstairs and downstairs? Well, my laptop's downstairs. My bed and my PS5 and my cannabis is upstairs. So, just go a little bit back and forth. But I don't at all get enough outside time. I should do that more. And forgive my beard. It's a little scraggly just because I washed it today. It's always a little scraggly. It's first day after I wash it. But yeah, so I'm going to start doing that more for sure. And I'm going to start taking pictures when I'm out more. And maybe working on some more videos. That kind of thing. What's up, Dave? How you doing, Dave? Hope you're having a good day today. Dave, while I understand your sentiment, we try to keep politics and religion, things like that, out of the chat here. Not out of the chat, excuse me, out of the show, out of the live stream. God, I couldn't think of the word live stream. Only because There are people out there who are better equipped at dealing with talking about those things than I am. So I leave that for everybody else. We try to keep this something that we can all, get away from all that, if you get what I mean. But as far as your sentiment in the comments, I totally, not the prayer part, but I totally sympathize. So thanks for being here. But yeah, we try, if you don't know, what we try to do here is we try to make this a place where we can all be together, talk about our common interests, not the things that divide us, talk about kindness, talk about helping each other, talk about the things in our lives that bring us joy, talk about the things in our lives that bring us closer together. There are tons of other places you can go to, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, wherever, that will talk about the things that divide us, right? Lots of those places. That's not what I do here. So, and if that's not cool with you, I get it. Hey, happy days for you. Continue on your way. Feel free to. But yeah. So as I was saying, I've got to get out of the house more. Got to do more. I want to do more photography, make more videos. I'm feeling this week I'm feeling very creative, if that makes any sense. I'm feeling like I need to tap more into my creative flow. Recently, like, how to explain what I'm kind of like going through right now? How do I explain this? I've always, okay. This is a really difficult thing for me to explain. Okay. I'm gonna try my best here. So I come from a very artistic family, right? Had an uncle that died young in his early 20s, and he was a painter. He had his things in galleries. I believe some of his paintings are still hanging in different galleries. My mother played the piano. My grandmother played the piano, the organ, and my cousins were artists, things like that. So I kind of grew up in this oddly artistic family. And because of that, I picked up a lot of artistic habits. And, I learned to draw, I learned to play the piano, I learned to play a couple of different instruments, in fact. Music was my thing for a while. And I learned to write. I learned, I kind of dabbled in a little bit of everything. As far as the arts go, poetry, you name it. I dabbled in it one way or another. But I never considered myself an artist, like having an artist heart, having, the drive of an artist. And I linked it to, I never thought my art, whatever I made, was good enough to be consider myself, either consider myself an artist of one way or another, music, writing, poetry, whatever, the arts, right? Even though I would often feel a pull to be creative. And when I couldn't fulfill that pull to be creative, I would start getting depressed. Things wouldn't go good. So I learned, if I feel that pull to be creative, I have to pay attention to it and I have to move forward with it, right? But I still never considered myself an artist, a true artist. Then I got into a discussion this week with some people on Mastodon about the phrase content creator. And people were saying that you shouldn't call yourself a content creator because what it does is commodifies your work. And I've heard this argument before, and I completely understand it. 100% understand the argument that's being made. And I think there are a lot of valid points about it. I don't disagree with it. Let's put it that way. I don't disagree with the idea that, yeah, for some, it does commodify the work. Absolutely understand. However, I don't know what to call what I do. And that was part of the problem. And that's what I said. I said, look, I make vlogs. I do live streaming. I write. I make videos about baking. I do humor on Mastodon, as well as kind of like, how do you say it? Bringing people together kind of thing, community building on Mastodon. And we have fun with it. So I do these artistic things. I do all of these things, but I have no one banner to call it my content. If you understand what I'm saying. I don't know what else to call it other than my content. Like, I'm a content creator. I make content for the internet, for the internet. But that's not true. And that's what kind of hit me, is I don't make content just for the internet. I make content for me because it's a drive for myself, right? Before the internet existed, I made art. I was doing this stuff before the internet existed. Not live streaming, obviously, but I did artistic things before I was on the internet. And my pull to be creative, I even acted. I sang in choruses. I definitely had a strong desire to fulfill a creative need within myself. And I started thinking this weekend, well, yeah, I don't know what to call all of that. And a couple of people were saying, well, giving me ideas like, hey, call it your work, call it your art, call it this or that. And I realized, as the more I thought about it, I started thinking of myself more like, am I an artist? Right? Is that who I am at the core of myself, is just a creative individual? Is that one of the reasons I've had, such a hard time staying in one zone, because my attention just gets me to another artistic place and another artistic place. It's like I have the ADHD of art, And so I've just been kind of thinking about that a lot this week. Just thinking, what is that? What does that mean? What is that? What is going on there? What is happening with that? Oh shit! Sorry. And so I've just been thinking about that a lot this week. It's I'm starting to see myself, I think, as a creative. I'm still not sure what to call my work. I'm still not sure, what to call the all of my work together, I don't know if content creator is an accurate assessment, but I think what it's done is made me turn inwards and maybe accept myself a little bit more. I might not make the greatest videos. I might not make the greatest art. My work might not be the greatest. There might be people out there who do a better job than I do at these things. But that doesn't mean that it's not still true inside of me, that it's not still, the creative pool doesn't exist within inside of me. It's not to say that it doesn't. So I can be an artist. I can have a creative work, and there can still be people that are better at me than in it, but it doesn't diminish who I am. That makes any sense? I don't know. You tell me. Let me know. Dave says, anything becomes a job when you have to do it. Sure, absolutely. I understand that. Hey, Anton, how you doing today? I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Many things can be considered art. Yeah, I think whatever is considered art is when it's a reflection of myself put into a creative endeavor. To me, that's what art is. It's when you're giving a perception, you're giving a thought, like an idea, you're reflecting nature, in your work. And nature meaning just like all that you are, the world around you, your perspective on the world around you. It's a reflection of yourself as it affirms the world around you. To me, that's what art is, right? And I definitely do that a lot. So, I think that I can definitely consider myself an artist. Definitely someone, I know, maybe what I need to start referring to my stuff is my creative works instead of my content. Maybe you should start referring to it as my creative works. I don't know what to call it. Like, I got no clue. It's lost on me completely. But yeah, so I've been dealing with that this last couple of days and trying to, just work that out. I'm 54 years old, I think. Am I 54? I think I'm 54, 53, 54. How old am I? 54. I'm telling you, I haven't got shit figured out. They tell you the older you get, the more you'll understand it's bullshit. Older I get, I still haven't figured out shit. I got no clue. Absolutely none. Oh, I feel like I have something in my eye. Hey, give me a minute. I'm going to go refill my water, figure out what's in my eye. I will be right back. Always hit the wrong button. Always hitting the wrong button. Johnny's here. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, John? Johnny, buddy, thank you so much for last week. That was very touching. It was unexpected and touching. You're a nice guy, Johnny. I almost felt like a little guilty. like, oh man, I wasn't talking to Johnny. But I appreciate you, buddy. Now, if I can just get 10 more people a month to do exactly what you did, I'll be okay. Joy says, hello, my friend. Doing okay. Pretty tired from my new job, man. That's right. You're working nights at Costco, aren't you? Like doing restocking at Costco? Oof. Tam told me that she's jealous that you're working at Costco at all. She wanted me to tell you that. Johnny says, Blind Pellier T, I wish I was rich. I would donate a lot more. Oh, dude, it's okay. Please, you're a great guy. You've been with me since the beginning, man. I appreciate you just showing up. I've told you that before, man. Just show up, and that's all the support I need. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, Tam told me to tell you that she's jealous. I said, he's doing night work and stocking. She goes, yeah, but he gets to work for Costco. She is probably one of the biggest Costco fans that are out there. I mean, I have never met a stand for Costco as big as Tam. It is crazy. Hey, look at my straw. It's green. Johnny says, yeah, nighttime stocking at Costco. I did all the drinks last night. I'm going to be so strong after all the heavy lifting. What? They make you lift that stuff? They don't give you like things to lift it up and down? Going to make you do all the heavy working? But isn't it like, I think in California, you're not allowed to lift anything over 45 pounds by yourself, right? Or is it 35 or 45 pounds? I can't remember what it is, but you're not supposed to lift anything without the aid of a device over 35 or 45 pounds, according to OSHA regulations or something like that. I might be mistaken about that weight, but I know there's a weight limit. I just don't know what it is. I says, I know Tam loves the Costco. We don't get employee discounts. We get free memberships. Oh, that's cool. That's excellent, actually. But you know, the memberships are practically free anyway. If you use it right, you don't really pay anything for them at the end of it, because they always give you that like cashback thing. And go to Costco and use your Costco, you know, especially if you're using like your Costco credit card or whatever, it pays for itself, you know, at the end. But yeah, she loves Costco. It's funny. I'd say she probably goes there, and I'm not exaggerating, easily 3 times a week. She doesn't buy something every time she goes. She might buy 1 or 2 things, but she goes, like, she will go to, now, if there is a Costco a town over that she's never been to, excuse me, she will go to that Costco just to see what they have different there than at the other Costco. If that's any indication. Johnny says it's the reorganizing of the products. Like if a pallet isn't full, we have to restack the product to make it look full. I don't know if I explained it very. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see that, because you don't want to have it look like things aren't full, you know. Johnny says, I broke 3 bottles of olive oil yesterday. They just dropped off the other side I was working on. Didn't even see it happen. What a disaster that was. Oh, that sucks. What do they do? They just like chalk it up to a loss or what? Yeah, I mean, then you have to clean all the olive oil up and make it work for other people. Yeah, that would suck. That would definitely suck. But yeah, I guess you're right. Every time I do go into a Costco first thing in the morning, everything looks like it was just put out. I'd never thought about the night crew restocking the stuff in the sense of just making it look like it's, you know, just restocked. I guess all grocery stores do that. I don't know why I would assume Costco doesn't. I mean, it makes sense. All stores do that. I just never thought of it when it came to Costco. But it's awesome, man. And what hours? You working like the graveyard shift? Which shift are you working? Are you working like midnight to 6 or something like that? Guy says, I don't know exactly how financially it works. I don't think Costco loses money. Vendors and return policies are probably top notch. Probably. Yeah, I would imagine that. Oh, you work from 5 to 10 p.m. right now. Oh, okay. So you're not even graveyard shift. Okay, so 5 to 10. That's cool. That's not too bad. I could do that. Well, I couldn't because I'm fucking not in shape enough. Fucking bad knees, but if I was younger, I could handle those hours. But that's cool, man. That's cool. Does it seem like a good place to work so far? Are I know you haven't been there that long, but do you feel like it's a good organization to work for? Johnny says weekends are a little earlier on start times because they close earlier. That makes sense too. That makes absolute sense. The yeah. Just Costco, from what I hear, is a good place to work for. It's a good oh, there's Mad Viking God over on PeerTube. I bet a lot of cat litter to get it up. Oh, what, the olive oil? Mad Viking God says, I bet a lot of cat litter to get it up. Yeah, probably. Who knows? What'd you guys use to clean it up? The olive oil. The cat litter would have been a good idea. Probably would have worked better than a mop. Although if you have the right chemicals, it would probably break down the oil and then you could mop it up. But cat litter, not a bad idea. You know, a friend of mine used to work at Disneyland, and they have this special stuff called pixie dust, which if someone vomited on a ride or on the streets or something, they would come and sprinkle it on, and it would absorb everything, and then they would just sweep it up. And then they just wipe it down with a little rag or something like that. And then they would go on their way. Pixie dust was basically a vomit catcher. Johnny says, I like it so far. There's some cool people there. I haven't encountered anything undesirable. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I've never heard anybody complain about working at Costco. Like I've never heard anybody complain about that at all. And I don't even know. Does Costco have a union? Like, do the employee? Is there an employee union for Costco? Because that's the thing about unions. Almost always normally spring up when shit's going wrong. You know, but if an employer treats their employees correctly, you know, the right way, pays them a living wage, treats them decently, you know, things like that, then you usually don't see a union spring up from it. And I've never heard anybody talk about unions when it comes to Costco. Johnny says there was this red powder, probably the same stuff as Disney pixie dust that they use to absorb the oil. Yeah, probably the same type of stuff. It's like just absorbs liquid and stuff. There you go. This Costco that I am at is union. The other one close to is not union. That's interesting. Very interesting. But cool. I'm pro union. You know that. So, you know, but that's cool. That's cool. Like I said, I've never heard anybody complain about Costco, working at Costco. I've never heard anybody say, I can't wait to leave Costco, or I hate working at Costco. Never heard it. Like, not even from the employees when you're there. Of course, you're not going to hear it when you're there. But, I mean, yeah, I've never heard anybody complain about it. So, that's probably a good thing. Ugh. So, what else is going on, man? You got Costco going on. Are you still doing the bread thing? Still working on that? Or do you just not have time for that anymore? Doing the bread, doing the Costco. Oh, you're just okay. Guy says, I am a seasonal worker. I will know by April if they want to make me permanent. By April? That's the season? That's season work. You've been working there for like a month now or a little longer, right? And you're working towards April. So you're working there for like, what, 8 months and that's seasonal? What season are they talking about? Everyone at Costco is in it for the long haul. Yeah, it seems that way. Well, that's why I told you that's Tam's retirement goal. Because that when she's done, buying cables and done with all that, we've sold the place and we moved to some little house somewhere. Her retirement goal is to go work at Costco. She just wants to be a cashier or, go around tidying things up or whatever. That's her dream, is to work at Costco. I hope she fulfills it someday. Mad Viking God says Costco and Trader Joe's are some of the few places that seem to have that kind of employment reputation. I sadly killed my latch bass of sourdough about a month ago. I need to get a new starter. Oh, you and me both, Mad Viking. I still haven't made a new starter. I killed my 4-year-old starter. I let it go too long in the refrigerator without refreshing it, and then I took it out on a really hot couple of days during the summer to feed it and to get it back to life. And it started growing mold inside, like red mold. So it's gone at that point, so I have to make a new starter. I just haven't done it yet. So I'm in the same boat as you are. I should just do that today. I should do that when I get off stream and just start. All I got to do is put some flour and water in a bowl and set it out. Why not? Just feed it every day. It's not overly complicated. I mean, here's the thing I've learned about sourdough, and I've cooked with sourdough a lot over the years. I do yeasted breads. I mean, if you go look at my Mastodon or even my PixelFed, you'll see pictures of my breads that I made. I got a couple loaves of bread I made the other day, yeasted. So I make a lot of bread. But I can tell you one thing about sourdough is that a lot of what you see on the internet about how to do sourdough, about how to make your mother dough, about when to feed it, about how long to store it, all these things. A lot of it is just, I'm not going to say it's not accurate. It's 100% accurate. A lot of it is 100% accurate, but not really needed. Like I had really good mother dough, starter, for a long time that I didn't feed according to a schedule. I fed it when I needed. I knew I was going to eat it a couple of days ahead of go. I'd take it out of the refrigerator, feed it for a couple of days, once or twice, excuse me, a day, and it'd be ready to go. Things like that are oh, you got to stick to this, straight up, you have to do it this way. You have to do it that way. I found a lot of that wasn't true. I found out that sourdough is a lot more forgiving than you'd think. A lot more forgiving. And here's the thing you have to keep in mind. Sourdough is literally the oldest form of bread making there is. It was what people did in their homes, in their villages, in their little town squares. It's what people made in their huts, whatever. I mean, using flour to make bread, using the yeast in the environment, it was a common practice. Common. Most people who could afford flour or could make flour themselves did it. Right? They made bread, and that's how they did it. You think that all those people were keeping to a strict regimen of when to feed the dough, when to feed it and when not to? Of course not. Of course they didn't. They followed, what worked for them in their environment. And that's what I did. So that was my discovery when it came to sourdoughs. Um, lately, oh my God. So last couple of times I've made yeasted bread, just not sourdough. I bought a couple of like a month ago, 2 months ago, we bought a new packet of yeast. And I always buy my yeast like in the big like pound packets. Not the little rip it open, packet and pour it in kind of thing. I buy all my yeast at once. It's just a big bag of yeast. And we must have bought some super fresh yeast because I'm telling you, like, I have set recipes that I use. I use the same amount of yeast. I weigh out, I measure my yeast and my flour and everything else. Like I made 2 loaves of bread the other day and the first rise took a half an hour. You heard that right. I'm not talking an hour and a half. Usually it takes like an hour and a half or so to get the first rise with yeasted bread. Half hour, not even a half hour. Like I knew, let's put it like this. I have a bulking container. I put it into a round, tall, bulking container with a lid, right? And I have a proofing mode in my oven. I put it in and I, turned on the proofing mode, sat down on my laptop, and I'm sitting here and like 25 minutes later, I hear this pop, big pop came from the oven. I'm all, what the hell was that? I walked over there and opened it up and the lid had popped off and the yeast had already gotten to the top. I was just like stunned. And before that, it was the same thing. I thought it was a fluke. Before that was the same thing. I made some English muffins. Same thing happened. Before I knew it, I'm like, what is going on with this yeast? And I thought, did I buy some super duper charged yeast or something like that? I went and look at the box it came in. No, normal yeast, everyday yeast. Excuse me. I did some research, found out that this will happen if your yeast is really, really fresh. So I don't know if I got a pack, the bag of yeast that just came off the production shelves or whatever, but this is just like super, super yeast shit. I mean, even like the second rise, right? It's the same thing. It took like 20, 30 minutes, the second rise. Usually if I start making bread at like, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning, I can be done by 11:30, 12 o'clock sometimes, right? Just with the waiting time and just the processing time and doing everything. Usually takes like 4.5 hours, something like that. This took me under 4 hours. Like I probably saved like a good hour off the time or something like that. It's crazy. It was crazy. Mad Viking God says over on PeerTube, my problem is I can forget about it for months when my kids keep me busy. Oh yeah, your sourdough starter. Yeah, that's the thing. You can keep it in your refrigerator. I found you can keep it in the fridge for about a month and a half, 2 months. Then you should feed it. I went longer than that because I had an operative surgery and everything. So it was in there for like a good 3 months before I could get to it. 3-4 months. And it just was not healthy. So I couldn't bring it back. And then sitting it out in the sun for too long or on the kitchen table cabinet for too long, it ruined it. So that sucks. Mad Viking God says you got some happy yeast. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently I did. Johnny says, I had COVID for 2 weeks. Still don't feel 100%. I haven't made bread since. They hire 100 workers for snowbird season. It starts to get really busy when the weather starts cooling down. Yeah, I can see that. Makes sense. So that's the season they're talking about. Okay. So for those that don't know, snowbird season is you usually only know about this if you're from a desert town. And the reason for that is a lot of desert town have what they call snowbirds. A snowbird are people usually in retirement age, who instead of having decided to stay in their homes or rent a home or something like that, have decided that they are going to live in an RV full time. And what they do is they go from like dry climate to dry climate to dry climate kind of thing. They usually go places to avoid like extreme weathers. And they'll usually end up in desert towns or what have you for a winter for, let's say, because it's warmer there or because not as much snowfall. There's different reasons. And the term they've given them is snowbirds. So there's a snowbird season there where you're at. That's interesting, Johnny. But Salty Sparrow! Hey, I haven't seen you for a long time. How you doing, Salty Sparrow? Hope you're having a good day today. Hope you've had a couple of good days behind you. Hope things are going well for you. Things are going oakley dokley for me. I ain't got no problem. Well, not really. I was talking a little bit earlier about art and considering myself an artist and what to call my content, my creative works. I think I'm going to start calling it that kind of thing. We talked about Costco. We've been talking about bread and yeast. All the important subjects in the world, the things that really matter. I'm glad you're here, Salty Sparrow. I hope you're having a good day. And it's always to get love from people. So yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something and then what's up, Harv 830? It's because they do matter. Do they though? Do they? No. Wait, what matters? What are we talking about? I've lost my train of thought. I derailed myself so hard that I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore. How you doing, Harv? Hope you're having a good day today. If not, hope there's opportunity for you to have a better day. But yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. I had derailed there for a second. Okay. Harv says I just got off work. Oh, wait, is that you, Matthew? Time to go home. Yeah, getting off work, that's a good way to, end your day. Yes, sir. Okay, that is you. I'd forgotten your username for a second, and then it just dawned on me. How you doing, Matthew? Hope you're having a good day today. How are you getting home today? Are you riding your bike? Did you get a car to borrow? That kind of thing. I mean, you're chatting with me, so I guess you're not riding a bike. Unless you're way better at riding a bike than I was. That would be a cool little trick. Oh, you're picking up your bicycle now. Okay. Well, ride safely, my friend. Do not make any bad turns. That would suck. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back in 1 minute. long. Sorry about that. I am back. Back once again. I'm not planning on breaking the wheel again. Yeah, Matthew Harv here broke his rear wheel. I think the axle on it, and had to have the whole thing replaced. The whole not bicycle, but the whole wheel in the back. I've never had that happen. I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. Makes sense though. But shit. Why did I hit that button? That's the button I meant to hit. I gotta rearrange my buttons. I have a tablet over here where I control everything, and every once in a while I'll hit the wrong button. Johnny wants to know if you were attempting a double black backflip on your bicycle, Matthew. No, I don't think he was. But I mean, it's better than your. Well, I wouldn't say it's better. I mean, any damage is bad. That's not something you can really repair yourself. You just have to get a new tire. Not tire, the new, wheel, I should say. Not tire, wheel. Matthew says, my legs are just too powerful and generate too much torque. Yeah, that's it. That's funny. That's it. Just too fast. That's the real issue. I can see it. Oh, I miss riding my bicycle so much. You don't even know, Matthew. You don't even know how much I miss riding my bicycle. I would love to get an e-bike someday. Just, I would have to lose some weight, more weight. I'm losing a little weight now. I'm doing okay. But I would have to lose a lot more weight. But I would love to have an electric bicycle one day to get out there and just ride around. That's the dream. Someday I'm going to have enough subscribers to this live stream where I'll be able to afford an electric bicycle. That's the dream. Yeah, right. Oh, hey, I heard Twitch changed their policy. They announced it. They had TwitchCon this week, and they changed their policy against multi-streaming. Now they're allowing it. Yeah, because I think they realized that if they didn't, they would lose half of their people. That's the thing is everybody multi-streams on Twitch. You can't stop it. And think about how stupid it was to begin with. Because honestly, it was really a stupid policy to have against multi-streaming. For those who don't know, I'm multi-stream right now. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and PeerTube. And what people don't understand, or what Twitch didn't understand, I guess I should say, what Twitch didn't understand is that, okay, so imagine this is what happens. You have a following on Twitch, and you're multi-streaming. And you're on YouTube as well. Let's just say that. You're on YouTube as well. And you get this following that knows that you're multi-streaming, but they're comfortable and they're good at being on Twitch. They like the environment, so that's where they want to stay. And that's why that's why I multi-stream. So instead of having everybody come to one place, just stay where you are. I'll come to you. Okay? So that makes more sense. Okay. So Twitch says, nope, you can't do that. Okay, and if you do that, we're going to ban you. Okay. So let's say they give you a temporary ban or whatever, 3-day ban or whatever it is for multi-streaming. Well, not all the people on Twitch are going to go over to YouTube to watch you, but some of them will. And let's just say it's a quarter of those people. Okay. So now YouTube is getting the ad revenue for a quarter of the people that you could have had. Right? And also, those people aren't watching their favorite streamer, and maybe they might not be watching anybody at all, a certain percentage of that people. So let's say only 30% go and watch someone else. Twitch is still losing money. It never made any sense for me for Twitch to have a thing against multi-streaming. Because to me, it was just a sign that they were going to lose money. I think they figured that out. So now they're just going, you know what, you want to multi-stream wherever you want. That's their policy now. Good for you, Twitch. I don't know if anybody's watching me on Twitch right now. Doesn't look like it, but I'm still streaming on Twitch. Excuse me. But yeah, that's Twitch. Good for you. For finally coming around and figuring it out. Good on you, Twitch. But and did you also hear the CEO of Twitch applied for a partnership for his live streams and got denied? He had the average viewers and everything else, and he got applied for a partnership and he got denied. Oh, that's so fucking hilarious to me. I mean, it is just a huge sign of a shit show that Twitch has become over the years. And I'm hoping that they're slowly starting to figure out, what they need to do. That's what I'm hoping for. Twitch has some problems. I left Twitch for a year because Twitch was having problems. And I came back and multi-streamed on, as Twitch is one of the places I multi-streamed because I didn't really care if Twitch decided to, ban me or what have you. I did not care at all. I was going to use Twitch and that was it. I just didn't like how they were running things. I didn't think there was some evil company like, Facebook or something like that. I just didn't think that they really had the broadcasters' best interest at heart, right? The creator's best interest. And it just became more annoying to me, so I stopped using for a year. But I'm back on Twitch now because I don't give a fuck, and I am very pleased by some of the changes that they're making. So I get a sense that they're trying to make some kind of a change within, their corporate structure. I don't know exactly what that is. I've heard some things where they've changed some positions, put some new people in charge. I think the CEO is, or whoever's running the place. So I've only been there for like a year or so. But, oh, Matthew said it's always good seeing you. Just wanted to stop in. No problem, Matthew. Have a good ride home. Be safe, buddy. The Twitch is obviously trying to make some changes. And I think they know that they had to, or they were just become irrelevant. Oh, another thing to talk about this week, which I am so happy about. This just made me so happy. So I live stream to 3 places: YouTube, Twitch, and PeerTube. Some of you are probably watching this, maybe 3 of you, are probably asking yourselves, or you're watching this later on, because I know there's people that watch this afterwards, what is PeerTube? Like, what is PeerTube, right? So, really quick, if you're familiar with like Mastodon, which is a decentralized, federated social network, kind of like how Twitter used to be, that kind of short, small, we call it a mini blog kind of thing, 500 letters or 500 characters or less kind of thing. PeerTube is to YouTube what Mastodon was to Twitter. So PeerTube is a decentralized federated service that is basically like YouTube. You can you can upload videos, people can watch. There's no advertisements. Each instance survives on the donations from its users and from its content creators, that kind of thing. So no advertisements. There's no algorithm that pushes certain videos up that you have to worry about. The success of your channel is 100% due to your own efforts. So you have to go out there and do the legwork to get it promoted. You have to have videos to draw in people, those kind of things. So that's what PeerTube is. It's a decentralized, federated video social network, right? Just like YouTube, but not, it's not like a big corporation, that kind of thing. Right? So as you know, and I've talked about frequently here on my live stream, I am a big proponent of federated decentralized services, especially those using the ActivityPub protocol. So that would be Mastodon, PeerTube, PixelFed, Pleroma, Kbin. There's a whole bunch of them, right? And Write Freely is another one. In fact, WordPress.com just added themselves to the Fediverse, was what we call all these services together, using the ActivityPub protocol. So WordPress just baked that into their whole system. Like everybody that has a WordPress account now can join the Fediverse, can use an ActivityPub plugin or the one that's baked into the service and become part of the Fediverse, right? So that's great. Okay, so why am I excited for PeerTube? Because something happened within the last week on PeerTube that happened to Mastodon a year ago. So a year ago is when Twitter started to fall apart. Elon took over, Twitter started falling apart. And what happened was that people left Twitter, and a large percentage of those people came over to Mastodon. So Mastodon saw this huge growth, right? And usage and popularity. And so new instances started popping up. Certain instances, an instance is what they call a server running the software, right? Running the service. A couple of them had like doubled, tripled in sizes, So it was a big boom for Mastodon. It was great. And a lot of new people started coming in. It was fantastic. And that's when I started getting more active in Mastodon. I've been a part of Mastodon since 2019. But when that started happening, I really started diving in, and my popularity grew on Mastodon. I went from having like 250 followers to right now, I think I have 3.8 thousand followers on Mastodon. Okay. So this week, PeerTube started to see twice as many of its monthly active users go up, and started to see people from YouTube coming over and moving their content over to PeerTube. And this caused a couple of issues. This means that some instances, and again, what I mean by instance, if that's not clear, is that in federated decentralized networks, an instance is a server that's running the protocol or the service. So there are a lot of different Mastodon instances that you can join, and each one is insular unto themselves. They talk to the other Mastodon instances the same way that PeerTube is run on different servers. That's called an instance, but all the PeerTube instances talk to each other. They're federated with each other. Think of it like email, right? How you can send an email from Gmail to Yahoo Mail, and everybody still understands it. They're all using the same protocols, so they can all talk to each other. And this is the same thing with federated. So PeerTube started seeing twice the amount of active users. And this caused some problems because certain instances had to deal with people dropping, like, let's say 100 videos at a time, and just kind of like mucking up the search functions, or the explore function where you can come see what's new, and it's just all one person, going down. And also it started rising the server costs. Now, the great thing about PeerTube and the way that it runs is that it works on a peer-to-peer. That's why it's called PeerTube. It works on a peer-to-peer kind of functionality. So if you're watching the video and you're watching the video by yourself, if no one else is watching it, then you're getting it straight from the server, right? You're getting it straight from them. But if 3 or more people are watching that video, or actually I think it could be 2, but I think it's mostly 3 or more people are watching that video at once, then they share the bandwidth between them. They're sharing that video with each other. Like just a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person, a little bit from that person. Just think of it like a torrent site. You know, when you go to download a torrent, you're not downloading it from one person. You're downloading it from a collection of people, right? And you're getting little bits from this person, little bits from that person, little parts from that person, what have you. PeerTube works the same way. So it does that to avoid huge video costs. So the biggest cost to a PeerTube instance really is the biggest cost, from what I understand, is the storage. And so a lot of these places, like one of the biggest PeerTube instances, MakerTube.net, they were set for storage for the next year, they thought. But after this, they won't last till the end of the year as far as storage. They're going to have to like get some more revenue, ask for more money for the people. Again, there's no advertisements on PeerTube, that kind of thing. It is strictly like, think of it like PBS for social networks. You know, it works off of, you know, donations from people. And I'm happy about this. I'm really excited for this because it is, no, it's a, is there a Federated Discord clone? Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. There actually is, sort of, yeah. I lost my train of thought there. Okay, let me get back on. So PeerTube is got this growth that's going on. Like today, I got something like 20 new followers on PeerTube from a post at another Mastodon account that's called Fetty Follows. It's got a huge Mastodon account, and it's like where you go to learn about like what's going on the Fediverse and what's new and, you know, things like that. And so I got a lot. I was surprised at that today. That was a big shocker, happy shocker. But it's growing. PeerTube is growing. How many videos do I even have on PeerTube? Let me check. Let me think right now. How many PeerTubes? According to, oh, look at that. Oh my God. I just got 8 new followers on top of that. Yay. Thank you for following me, you guys. So I'm up to 122 subscribers right now on my main PeerTube account. I have 2 PeerTube accounts. I have one account, which is all my vlogs, my videos that I create. And then my live streams I have on a different PeerTube account. It's a private one, but it's done so because the PeerTube live streaming part of the service does not have a built-in chat yet. They're supposed to get that at the end of the year. That's the thinking, hopefully, and they will. But for right now, I have like 2 accounts, one for just my videos and one just strictly for my live stream. And on my one for my videos, I have close to 300 videos on there. I have 295 videos on there. Everything that exists on my YouTube account exists here on my PeerTube account. And which is fantastic. Like, so I've got a lot of new followers, new subscribers on PeerTube today, which is excellent. Hopefully get more people in here, get more people watch it and what have you. So I'm really excited for that. I'm very excited because I would love to see PeerTube grow. I would really, really, really love to see that happen. I would love to see PeerTube get the growth that Mastodon had last year. So I'm very much behind that because not only will it draw in more creators, which PeerTube definitely needs, because look, the people who mostly used PeerTube are tech heads. And so when you go to PeerTube, what you'll see is the majority of videos are like tech videos, either about Linux or about running servers or about programming, developing games, using source code, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? Really tech nerdy stuff is a lot of videos that you'll find on PeerTube. Like there's not a lot of people on PeerTube that are making content like I do. Like just a handful of us right now from what I've seen. There are craft people, you know, people who knit, you know, stuff like that as well. But there's not a lot of the content that you would normally find on YouTube. Adventure videos, travel videos, things like that. You know, advice videos. Not a lot of that on PeerTube yet. And that's what I'm hoping is that as it becomes more popular, it will start to bring in those people, right? It'll start to bring in people who go, you know, there's no not microtransaction. There's no, you know, affiliation on PeerTube. There's no ads, so there's no making money off the ads. The only way you make money on PeerTube is that you have to have the support of the people that are watching you. And so that's a little different. But the great thing about that is that also means you don't have to hold to, you know, being afraid to offend your advertiser. And if you want to bring in your own advertisement, there's nothing stopping it. Look, I could, ladies and gentlemen, this live stream is brought to you by water. Great, refreshing water. Drink it as often as you can. It is not bad for you. It's great. Go out there and drink some fresh, delicious water. I could do that to my day, you know, all day long if I wanted to on here, right? I could be more selective of that, but I don't have to work about offending an advertisement that's going to play before, in the middle, and after my video that I have no control over who that is. I have no control over who that video is going to be, what it's going to be about, you know, the commercial is going to be, whatever. It's usually a truck commercial if you're watching YouTube. But, you know, I don't have to worry about that stuff on PeerTube. Another reason I like it. Yes, you're basically busking. You're worried more about, you know, if you're trying to make a living, then you have to do something that's going to draw people in, where people are going to enjoy your content and they're going to want to support you. That's another kind of subject over there. I think the culture of support needs to change, but that's another subject. But that's how you survive on PeerTube. And I think as PeerTube grows, which I'm excited about seeing it grow, is that you're going to start to see that. You're going to start to see more creative types making content. Like I'm going to try to make a couple of videos this week. I'll probably make a video from this right here. But yeah, that's what I would love to see with PeerTube, because I think it can be what YouTube used to be. You know, before the algorithm took over and before it started going crazy, when it was just a place for people to entertain other people with their videos or to show their days or their adventures and what have you, talk about things that they felt passionate about, not what they felt like an algorithm, the niche of an algorithm would put them into. You know, that's what you get on PeerTube. And I think that I'm hoping that will attract more people to it. So yeah, PeerTube's great. I love it. I can't wait to see it grow. And I really hope that it does real well. And the funny thing is, what you see is when it comes to the growth of, like, let's say Mastodon and PeerTube, right? Like people look at Threads and they look at Meta. You know, I'm just going to ask Threads. They get Threads and they look at Blue Sky and they'll say, oh, you know, Threads came out hot, but then lost, you know, half of its users and now it's falling apart. It's not a success. Or they'll say that Blue Sky, you know, isn't getting enough active users and it's not a success after, you know, just a couple of months and what have you. And they've made the same kind of mistake with Mastodon. They say, oh, Mastodon petered out. You know, their growth was good, but at the beginning of the year it started to slow down and now they're dying out. No, that's not true whatsoever. The difference between Mastodon and those other ones, Threads and Blue Sky, fuck X, I don't care about X, that's dead as far as I'm concerned, is that Okay, those other services are like race horses jumping out of the gate, ready to run to try to get to first place. Mastodon isn't even a racehorse. That's the mistake. It's a false comparison. Mastodon is that slow stalking beast in the forest. Like, it's growing. Mastodon is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. New instances are popping up all the time. Its active users are growing every month, every year. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more and slowly over time. But because they don't have advertisements, because they're not making money off of it, because of that, it's looked at as a failure when it's growing. How is a failure something that grows? I don't know. So I'm hoping PeerTube will have that same thing. Johnny asked the question earlier. I hope you're still there and listening, Johnny. Is there a federated Discord clone? Now, yes and no. So there is a service called Matrix Chat. And Matrix, you can have your own server and what have you. I believe it's defederated. It's not centralized. It's made by a collective group of programmers, from what I understand. And it is similar to Discord. You have... you can create chat. You can create your own rooms. You can have private chats. I think last year they've added video and voice chat, that kind of thing. You can add GIFs. I mean, it doesn't have all the sparkles that Discord does, but it's something that they're working on. It's a little buggy. I've used it a couple of times. It's very, very privacy oriented. So I think from what I understand, everything is, hold on. Sorry. Oh, gas. Oh, there it is. Gas bubble stuck in my chest. It's a little buggy. Still being worked on, but and it's mostly used by a lot of tech heads. There are some very strange rooms. Not all of them are R or PG-13. You know what I mean? But yeah, it does exist. It's just not the greatest right now. Yeah, it's called Matrix. It's let's see, what is the URL for that? Hold on, Matrix. Element is a one that you can use. App.element.io. So there's different apps that you can use to join the Matrix chat service. Like I said, it's buggy. I'll send you a link later on, Johnny, if you want to check it out. I'll send it to you in Discord if you want to play around with it. Like I said, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that Discord does, but it's working on it. Then there's something I know that's being worked on right now by the guy who developed PixelFed, which is a Instagram equivalent, right? So it's like, think of Instagram. That's what PixelFed had. It's for showing off pictures and stories and stuff like that. And I know that guy who developed that software, Dan, his name is Dan, his screen name is Dan Sup, is working on a decentralized federated messenger that, from what he has said, will work with groups. So I know he's started working on that. So whether or not, who's going to be better, Matrix, or he's calling it SUP, like what's up, We'll see. It just depends on, how much time he takes and what have you. But that's the great thing, is that so many people are working on so many different things. It's pretty cool. Johnny says, I have a couple of servers that I was in that were banned for no apparent reason, just looking into backup plans. Oh, for your Discord? Yeah, there's something going on with Discord right now. I don't know exactly what this is. I don't know the full story. Something about privacy rights and Discord being able to cut off your server with no appeal or something like that. So I don't know if Matrix is like, I wouldn't call it a one-to-one kind of place, but if you wanted to, yeah, you could definitely run something using it. Like I said, it's a little buggy still. It's like got some stuff that needs to be worked on still, but yeah, it's okay. I use the Element app on my iPhone to use it. No, like I said, later on, Johnny, I'll send you some information about it so you can check it out yourself. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's got potential. Very much has potential. Buggy, but it's got potential. No, I don't know why I'm all phlegmy all of a sudden. But yeah, definitely, you can go check that out. I'm excited. I really think that over the next couple of years, you're going to slowly start to see a trend change in social media. And I think it's definitely going to go to decentralized federated social media that is run by people rather than corporations. Because Elon Musk came in and showed everybody what happens when someone who runs a corporation that thinks they know better can ruin something. Like, I say that Elon Musk was the biggest proponent of decentralized social media in anybody, because like he really brought it to the he made people run and they discovered something better. And that's the thing that you'll hear often on Mastodon. At least the people I follow and what I see, and the instance that I'm on one of the biggest Mastodon instances, the biggest Mastodon instance, Mastodon.social, is you'll hear people say, so the first week when someone comes in, first couple of days, they will go, what the hell is going on in here? How do I do this? I don't know what to do. This is different. This is so strange. This is so hard. What do I do? And by the second week, they're all like, fuck X, fuck Facebook. This place rules. Oh my God, this place is so awesome. It's a funny thing that happened. It's a funny thing. Oh my God. Really? You haven't, how did Elon ruin Twitter? I honestly don't know the subject. So many different ways. It's hard to list them all. He started charging people for the blue check mark. He started saying that comedy was allowed now on Twitter unless you made fun of him, and then he banned you. Then he started talking about wanting to charge people to use the service. Then he got rid of his Twitter's department of can't remember what it was called, but it's basically to make sure that they were compliant on federal what do you call it? To make sure there's no Nazis or a lot of hate speech, to make, because there's federal laws to protect, to prevent hate speech and stuff like that. And that there was a division of Twitter that was dedicated to making sure that hate speech and Nazis and, things like that didn't thrive on the platform. Well, he got rid of that altogether. And what he just did all these things, made all these decisions that just made it worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point where advertisers started bailing on him. That's why he started to think about, like he was talking about, charging people $5 a month to be on X. He changed the name from Twitter to X, and it was because advertisers were leaving in droves, big time leaving. So, yeah, he's ruined that place, completely ruined that place. It is a shell of what it used to be. You know, I haven't been on Twitter. I deleted my Twitter account over a year ago. You know, because I knew it was going to happen. Because he's an idiot. He's always been an idiot. And I knew what was going to happen when he took over. You know, Elon Musk, people like to look at Elon Musk and say, oh, he's this genius. He's done all this stuff. Elon Musk hasn't done shit. Elon Musk is a Nepo baby, you know, who got all of his money from his parents, you know, mineral mine, and then denied it, and then claimed that he was the founder of Tesla when other people invented it and founded it, and then he sued them for the right to call himself the founder. Like, if you got to sue someone for the right to call yourself the founder of a corporation, are you really the founder? Right? So he did that with Tesla. And now he's come into Twitter and he's just fucked that up. Like, you remember the whole Boring project where he was going to make an underground tunnel for cars to use for transport, you know, in the desert and all this, because it would be faster if they used a pneumatic tube that pushed people along instead of driving. That never came to be. I mean, there's like a short little tunnel you can go into in Vegas to try it out, but that never picked up. That's not going to go anywhere. This guy has such a track record of constantly fucking things up. The only thing that he is not completely fucked up is Starlink. And the reason for that is because he leaves it alone. For the most part, he leaves Starlink alone. And it's the only reason that it's still around today. So I have no respect for Elon whatsoever. He is the most overrated billionaire that is out there. You know, I will give freaking, what's the guy, Jeff Bezos, a lot more credit than I would Elon Musk. I'm not even a big Bezos fan. I'm not a fan of Bezos at all. But I will give him way more. I just assume, I don't know this for a fact, but I assume Bezos is way smarter than Musk. Musk is an idiot. So yeah, that's what Elon did to Twitter. He just fucking ruined the place. He just burned it down. People left in droves. The advertisers left. And now the place is just this wild west of hate speech and what have you. It's crazy. Like I said, I don't go to it anymore. I just hear what people tell me to do. But yeah, that's Twitter. Anyway. Well, hey, I'm going to get going. I'm going to call it a day, Johnny, and whoever else is watching out there. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back on Thursdays. I do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes Fridays if I feel like it. Join me then. Make sure that you follow along, subscribe so that you can be notified if you're on Mastodon or any other places, on PeerTube. Or if you want to on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you follow, subscribe, so you'll know when I'll be on next again. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I will see you guys Thursday. And remember, between now and the next time I see you, please go out there and create a little kindness, okay? Don't just be a kind person. Create some kindness. Have that in your head when you start out in the morning. I'm going to create 3 acts of kindness today. Go help someone by opening a door for them, or by giving someone a deserved compliment or something like that. Do something to help make this world a little bit better every day. And you know what? It will be a little bit better every day for you and for the people that you're helping. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you again on Thursday. Have a great day.